today we are doing this vlog style, and I'm going to be taking you guys with me behind the scenes here in Playa del Carmen and some travel highlights. And my challenge to you today is simple. Whether you are in your city, whether you are a digital nomad, a creator, or a CEO, and or traveling the world, do something today that is brand new for you that's related to travel. Whether that is checking out a new neighborhood, whether that's checking out a new experience, whether that's checking out a new community, like some of the communities you'll see in this video and or upcoming videos are going to include Herbalife Nutrition, Peace and Bowl, yoga communities, co-working communities, and different things too. So it may be travel related, like an adventure, like some of my adventures that are on my list for Playa del Carmen include an ice bath on the beach, Temazcal, Dos Ojos Cenote, more free diving. I did some in Honduras, Xcaret Park, stand-up paddleboarding again. I did some in Bacalar and other places too, including Atlanta. So comment down below on what you will do today to create it and challenge yourself in the area of travel. Is it related to adventure? Is it related to community, or both? Comment down below with what you're going to do. Comment down below with when you did it and what you did. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, what have you been doing with your life? And let's get to some behind the scenes. Those of you that are listening on the show, as this content is and will be repurposed, definitely head on over to my YouTube channel, because I cannot repurpose behind the scenes visuals into an audio. I mean, yes, you could see and hear the description of the places, but it's not the same at all, like seeing the visuals. So I'm not going to even try for you guys. So take on the challenge that I mentioned for those of you listening on the show to create it, and head directly to the YouTube channel to see all the amazing behind the scenes in Playa del Carmen. So this is the entrance, you guys, to my Airbnb. And similar to many cities, in different countries, that if you're not in the touristy areas, that it can be beautiful buildings next to different things in process. And Playa del Carmen is definitely shifting, whether you want to call it redevelopment or gentrification or just whatever you want to call it, economic shifts, etc. is definitely the case. This is the street that I am staying on right now. I am moving on Monday for a couple reasons. So I am walking now down Avenida 10, so Avenida Quinta or 5th Avenues, a couple blocks over to the left. So you get a behind the scenes. I am going to a place called Peace and Bowl right now. So I believe this is an art gallery or some offices or something, but it's a beautiful landscaping on my walk. So this is the shopping center and where I go grocery shopping at Chedraui. So you can see a nail shop here. So you went from seeing in literally less than a few minutes, like extremes on either end. So I crossed the street, you guys, because it's super sunny. What I love about Playa is it's actually feels like it's a lot smaller than Tulum and smaller than Cancun. And everything so far has been super duper walkable. Like this Peace and Bowl, which is a little vegan acai bowl spot, is less than 0.4 miles away from my current Airbnb. So you can see this is a completely different type of style of street. Super wide roads. This is a new street for me. I haven't been down here. Looks like it's a soccer club stadium. I was wondering what it was when I saw the big walls, and I just saw Club Inter Playa del Carmen, Fuerzas Básicas. And then I saw the soccer ball. Inter Playa del Carmen, and Deporte, Instituto del Deporte del Municipio de Solidaridad. So some of you may not know, I'm actually fluent in Spanish, and it's got a lot better with 2 years of full-time travel. 2 years of full-time travel the last 2020 through 2022 in mainly Latin countries. Entonces, si quieres hablar en español conmigo o practicar, sí se puede. Me encanta hablar otros idiomas. So this street looks super pretty and luscious and quiet. Also my first time on the street, other than the noise you just heard. No, pasa, pasa. No. So you guys, so Peas and Bowl was definitely a vibe. I had the acai bowl that you saw and the green juice. And also I got, their Wi-Fi works great. So if you want a co-working spot, if you're ever in Playa del Carmen, it's a great, super quiet spot with also a pool slash fountain, and got several things done like emails, and got a response from a proposal that it's moving forward to the next step. And here's some more behind the scenes. So we are headed to the main church in the square, Capilla de Nuestra Señora del Carmen, and it's literally about maybe half a mile away, you guys. So that's another thing I love about here is it's super close. At the same time, I am sweating, and I normally don't sweat, and that tells me that it's super duper duper hot. So I am feeling like I definitely took too many clothes to Playa del Carmen, even though I brought a carry-on and a backpack, and that's it. So um, let's resume some of the behind the scenes tours before we get to the church. So I'm headed you guys to Avenida Constituyentes, which I was on the other day when I was coming back from the beach, and it's a really beautiful street. So you'll see I passed by the Hilton and some other places too. So here's some more behind the scenes on my walk there. So we are on Avenida 12 right now, I believe. I will double check. And we're nearing some of the main tourist area of Fifth Avenue. And you can see that it's blocked off for cars and only pedestrians can walk, which I love. Love, love, love. Coco Bongo, which is one of the most known clubs in Playa del Carmen. And I may go dancing at some point. And actually, two of my friends, Angela and Lindsay, said they may come visit. So that would be awesome too. To the side of Coco Bongo, you guys. It's massive. And then a preview of Fifth Avenue when it's super low key and quiet. We are about half a mile from the church. Actually, correction, we are still on 12th Avenue, and of everything here, from fashion to food to bars to souvenirs, basically everything and anything. And this, there's still obviously open spots. There's some parts for sure that are busier than the others. So I'll be showing you guys some different parts of it if you've never been here. Before, I only spent about a day here on 2, 3, 4 different times. So this is my first time actually staying here a while, and it's definitely been a pleasant surprise in a lot of ways. But then a lot of things have been super interesting too. Like, for example, apparently many hosts here with Airbnb and VRBO only give you initial toilet paper and supplies, and if you stayed longer than your original stay or a week, they expect you to get them. Not all of them, but some of them, which I was really surprised by. I was like, oh wow, that's never happened. Oh, Starbucks. And another thing I found really interesting too, that many hosts here also ask for additional payments for electricity. Like, they give you either a limit. Mine didn't, but then after 2 weeks or a month, some of them will trigger that they require beyond the limit payments and or a deposit for electricity instead of increasing the price. You see a bit of a busier area here. And apparently when I talked to a local this morning that happened to be on the rooftop of my pool, he said that really changed in Playa del Carmen in about 2015. Because I never experienced that in Tulum, in Cancun, in Holbox, in Bacalar, in Mexico City, never. So you have a Mexican restaurant here. I love these things. Love. Some jewelry, Bitcoin. You can pay with Bitcoin. Why not? Rooftop. I didn't see this place the other day. Apparently there's a bar and pool up there. Oh, and rooms and beds available. I might check them out online. But then again, I would not want to be in the noise of Fifth Avenue in the evenings, especially. Souvenirs, t-shirts. So this looks so cute, you guys. Jardín de la Marieta. It looks like lots of artwork too. Like, I love discovering stuff like this all the time in travels. So this looks like a super cute spot if you're looking for a spot to eat on Fifth Avenue, Mexicali. You guys are giving away different samples from Wine Tropic. Bienvenido. Muchísimas gracias por eso. Que ayuden. Hasta luego. Definitely likely be souvenir shopping, but also I tend to look at off the beaten path. But this shop looks so cute, Casa Corazon, and I love the colors. Hola, buenas. No, hoy no. Yo soy casi un mes o 2 meses, pero gracias. Voy a recordar. So you guys, I was letting them know in case you don't speak Spanish that thank you, but not today because I'm still here like a month, 2 months, and but thank you. I'll remember. So your classic 7-Eleven, Parmigiana pasta, Italian, if that's your style. I tend to stick to the type of food that's in the country when I'm here, but then I also definitely mix it up with vegan and different things like you guys have been seeing me do. So the Adel bus station is literally in the center of town, and they have a second one that I just passed a couple of minutes ago. And you guys, the buses are super comfy, air conditioned, and the prices are really good. I've taken numerous ones, so I definitely recommend them. Hashtag not sponsored. So right next to the bus station, you turn to your right, and you see the church that we have been walking to, the Señora del Carmen. And you can see tons of souvenirs, restaurants, and the beach. And pretty much, I'm guessing, the most used souvenir shop in Playa del Carmen. I've definitely shopped here a couple times because you get off the bus and then you can go here. You can go and to the church. You can head over to Parque de la Fundadores, which we're going to see the statue in just a second, and the beach. And the ferry to Cozumel is right in that direction too, about 5 or 10 minutes. So it's awesome. I will definitely be coming here early too, so I can get some great shots as well. So I am going in, you guys. apparently the guy that was guarding by the front could tell, I guess he could tell I spoke Spanish, and I'm wearing a bathing suit top. Transform and inspire because you are born to, because it's super hot, but I also have, of course, a skirt on. And he told me in Spanish, like, do you have a shirt or something? Like, that's the first thing he said to me. He didn't say welcome, he didn't say anything. And I said, oh, no, I don't. And then the Holy Spirit literally stopped me to let him know. And I told him in Spanish, I said, I came back to like sit here respectfully in the back, like, at the before the door. And I said to him, God doesn't care how we arrive. The church is everywhere. And whether I have a shirt, I don't have a shirt, like however we show up. He's like, yeah, but we require it or da da da. And I said, yeah, it's sad because you literally like you don't know who you're rejecting and who needs the word and who needs God. And he just kind of like shrugged and like walked off because I think that's something that the church does horribly and fundamentally wrong with like as a whole because we're all how we are. And I didn't think about, oh, let me bring an extra shirt because it's super hot, and I didn't even think about it, just innocently. And to that's the immediate response that you get from someone when you show up in a house of God. Like, I know God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit frowns upon that. Like, I prayed for him. Like, God, I pray that you touch his heart, and I pray you touch his soul, and I pray you let him know that that's not something you do. And he's standing, you can see him, he's standing right here because he knows I'm standing right here. Like, I did it unapologetically but respectfully. And those of you listening in Spanish, yo le dije a la persona cuando yo entré, le dije, and I have, like, it's not even like my boobs aren't showing, nothing. And I told him in Spanish, he said, oh, you have a shirt? And I said, no, I came with this and this, it's hot. And then I started to walk off and leave, but literally the Holy Spirit paused me to let him know, like in a nice way. I said, God doesn't reject us. And I said, and it's sad that that's the first thing you said to me. You didn't say hi. You didn't say welcome. You didn't say like anything about God. And you are literally in a house of God every single day. You said, where's your shirt? And I said, that's very, very sad. I said, like, someone's coming to visit a house of God and that is your response. And I told him in Spanish, si imagine que es tú y una persona te pregunta, ¿dónde está su camiseta? O tienes una camiseta para entrar. Es la primera cosa que una persona te dijo. So, let that be my message to the church and to people of faith. Do not reject people however they show up at all. The church and faith has been too long about quote unquote the appearance, and scripture specifically tells us God does not look at appearance. God looks at the heart. And yes, we're human and all of that. And of course, like immediately I was like, okay, let me forgive him, let me bless him. Lord knows I'm not perfect. But it immediately reminded me, like, that's part of my message to people of faith in the church. Do not make it about appearance. God does not care. He wants the broken. Look at every single story in the Bible and how he used every single broken person not in a church, on the streets. So for the church and a building to reject people is sad. So immediately, you guys, you exit the church. And then remember, I told you the bus station is there. And I'm definitely going to come here early too, so you'll get to see a lot of shots also just in the silence. But it's also cool to see all the people, all the things. And then you can see here, like a mini plaza, and there's always coconuts and mangoes and different things. And you can see down at the end the statue. You've probably seen it either in real life or in pictures of Playa del Carmen. And I'll definitely get some shots when there's early in the morning. Oh, it looks like it's under renovation right now because it looks like there's some sheets and different things on it from the last time that I came. So before we head to the beach, I'm going to go over to the Herbalife Nutrition Club. And I actually realized that it was kind of on the way to the church, but I was focused on getting here. So we will walk back a bit of where we came from. So this is also why I love you guys walking around the city, any city or country I go to, because you always discover stuff like this. Like, I didn't even see this on any vlogs, any posts. Like, it's a little square. taco stands, some marquesitas, which I had quite a bit of with peanut butter and bananas in Valladolid. So I'll definitely be stopping here, and you have other stays too. Snacks, more marquesitas. So I found it, you guys. A mi club. Descubre. So you guys, I met Mauricio, and apparently it's closed right now. There's something wrong with the bathroom, and their hours, as far as right now, are 7 to 1, and then 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So I don't want to miss the sunset at the beach. I was hoping to grab a shake, meet some people, grab a shake, head to the beach, but it looks like sometimes, like life, things don't go exactly as planned. And I don't think it showed that on the website. It showed something different, but I could be wrong because I looked at like 4 different clubs that I found, and this one was definitely the closest. So we are headed back to the beach. I let him know, like we chatted for a bit, and I let him know I will definitely be back, like we got today, but definitely at least another time for sure, and more than a couple times, because I will be here for at least a month, if not longer. So pro tip, you guys, with souvenirs, always look for souvenirs off the beaten path, like a street or 2 streets or 5 streets over. Like I just stumbled across this place and another one down the street that just had a Barbie bathing suit that likely I will get. So now, you guys, we just left Ado, remember? It's right there. And then look, 1 street over, you can get to Parque Los Fundadores, the church. And, oh, this is cute. And Playa del Carmen Beach. And then Playa Car is to the right. I love moments like that. Just surprise you. Hola, buenas. Una pregunta. So you guys, I love, love, love this. Ah, young lady after her quinceañera, I'm sure, which is a huge 15-year-old celebration in the Latin community. So normally you can walk through underneath the statue, but obviously they have it blocked off now. But I think it's not for renovation, actually. I think it's for the show, because it looks like there's a show about to start. So I'll come back in a little bit. We're going to head to the beach. When I say we, I mean me and you. Like I'm on my own right now. So there you have it, you guys. Some behind the scenes of Playa del Carmen sunset. Would love to hear how you are taking on the challenge, no matter where you are in the world. If you are in your city, if you are traveling globally, if you want to explore your city in new ways, if you are a digital nomad, whatever you are, wherever you are in your journey, share how you're choosing to challenge yourself to take on your next adventure, even if it's in your backyard, because it's possible to be a limitless global girl or guy, no matter where you are in the world. Yeah, definitely in it down. Wow, that's pretty nice.